Good morning. How are we doing? Jessica Sigma, how are you doing on this morning? Hey, I came back this morning. I pray that you're doing amazing. It is about 7:20 a.m. Central Standard Time. Hope that you had a restful night and are rising with the leap of your spirit. Look who's behind me. Hold on a minute. Let him out, okay? I decided to come in this morning quickly, not long, because yes, I'm back. For the Christmas break, I was able to be on here more. So that was a blessing. And then before it was over, I had a few things come up. I had to do my mom and doctor's appointments. So I was like, what? You know. But yeah, I did a live last night. Cash is good. As you hear him barking, I just let him out. We have that neighborhood app thing where people all over different communities get on and they're talking about like close to my streets and whatever. They've been coyote sightings, and we have a lot of wooded areas and what have you. So, you know, I don't know anything about that. I've seen some little fox, but there's some coyotes out there. They're saying, and they said one lady said she saw it on her fence, and we had that privacy fence y'all seen, so they said they can climb up. So they were telling us to be out there with our dogs, and it's cold outside. It's about 19 degrees, which is cold everywhere. So I'm outside wrapped with him, and I told my husband, I said, when we let him out, we got to make sure we're back in with him, right? So that's where we are with that. So let's see if we can, what he's doing. He wants to come in now. Come on, Cash. It's our friends. Say good morning. Good morning. Say good morning. I said, Mommy got to take my little thing off the couch that I sit on. Go get your bone. Let's go get Cash bone. Let's go around this way. Come on. You see how Cash is, right? He's doing good. He's doing good. Hope that you're doing great and feeling great and your family's doing good. We are here. We're off for Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, so that's why I am home. And it was a blessing because it's cold, but it's always, one second, it is always like this time of the year. So this is nothing new for us, but I was so grateful because, in the schools with the kids with the buses and whatever. So it's supposed to be the same like this. We're waking up like 12 degrees by the time I leave out for a couple of days. So I'm praying that it's supposed to get a little snow. Excuse the darkness. I'm walking back from my office through the den to the kitchen again, fixing my Rise coffee. So I don't know what the weather's going to be here with that. Hold on, Cash. So I don't know what the weather's going to be with that, and we're just hoping and praying, excuse me one second, that everything flows well. And I don't know, sometimes I like to do delays. I don't like delays, so I still have to leave early, so we'll see. But anyway, how you been doing? You been doing okay? Been doing okay. Yeah, we're just trying to stay in the stride of things. Hold on one second, give Cash his little pill. His medicine. He can take one of his little medicines. So we had to do that. But let me move on over. I was going some coffee, but I'm going to move on over here in the dining room. Come around, Cash. I don't have to say it. He's coming anyway. Come on, let's talk to our friends. They're on this morning. Go catch bone. Go catch bone. Go catch bone. Yeah, go get your bone. So I just wanted to come in for a little while this morning because I can. And just to say hello to everyone and hope that everybody's staying warm. I mean, it's like, I'm in Alabama. I'm in the South. So anything like this is just so different for us. So different for us. And that's what's going on. Let's see. Sorry I haven't been on your channel lately. I remember you had an injury. Yes, I did. The left ankle, a light sprain. Thank God it wasn't broke. And I heard some crack. They'll crack back in place. Who knows? But you know, I've fallen a couple of times with cash. That's what my husband, he's like, you falling again? So I'm still having some trouble with it. You know, it wasn't broken and it gets a little swollen. So I have been able to wear my a softer shoe to work. And if I bend it a little bit, I feel the pain. But you know, at work, I still been walking on my lunch. I have a 30-minute lunch because, you know, just trying to keep that mindset of the fitness. Because, you know, my cholesterol was really up there and I'm on a cardiologist and all that. So I got it down. I got some weight off. I wasn't playing. You know, I just wanted to make sure. You know, my dad had congestive heart failure. My brother, that's 49, he has it. And during COVID, his main valve of his heart, he had aortic dissection, exploded. He coded a couple of times, but God kept him here. He's still here, but he's on dialysis. I'm hoping I'm not flickering. I'm hoping that something looks like it's flickering. So I'm just, you know, just trying to stay in the mindset of saying, okay, Ursula, you know, you're 57, which it doesn't matter about age, trying to stay on a kick of taking care of yourself. But thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I came in last night and I was like, I want to come in at least maybe once a week live. You know, I may try to do more. I just noticed that it's more, I have more people and I like to come back to see you all during the mornings. And I can come on the mornings, but fur baby, it's going to be hard, you know, plus me trying to keep my schedule to get out the door at a certain time as well. But I hope that you all are doing great. I hope that you all are keeping warm. I was just looking out there. I've been praying for the people homeless. We have a lot of different shelters and different things that are opening for the people. That's the first thing I think about, you all. Oh my God, the homeless people and elderly people. Because, you know, some elderly people are in homes and they can't afford to pay. And they're, you know, it's cold. And then the children, you know, I always want to think about our babies. We have a lot of our kids, you know, don't have heat. And I just think about a lot of people, you know, because, you know, you're blessed. You just thank God that you are able to be in a place. And some people can't be in that place. So yesterday, y'all, it's so funny. Cash is just barking, barking. I said, Cash, you have food. That's a prescription, so that's expensive. You have fresh water. Mama cleaned out your bowls. You have a big yard to go out of, and you have heat. So I said, you're blessed. So go have a seat. So I just wanted, yeah, I told him, I said, you just got to go have a seat and calm it down. So he's now sitting here for a moment. But anyway, I hope that you all are doing good. What is your temperature where you all at? We're right now at 19. I'm going to go out a little while. My husband said, why you didn't go? And he's been to the store several times. I just want to get out for a moment and go get cash food. What's your temperatures where you all are? It's 19 now. And in the morning, it's supposed to be like 12 if I have to go to work. If I'm flickering my picture, if it's okay, my picture, just do a thumb up if it's okay. I'm looking at everything's flickering. But it's supposed to be like 11 or 12 degrees in the morning if we have to go out when I leave. So that's, I was like, let me get my mindset together, get clothes together, and bundle up. And I went outside with Cash for a moment on the deck, and I was bundled. I had something over me with my ears and everything. So that's how it is. So, you know, last night I came on. I see it finally loaded. It takes a while for my lives to load. And I was talking about just sharing, and I'm going to do a actual series about it. And, you know, I said, Lord, I said, tell me what you want me to do. And I was trying to get back out of some things. And, you know, I talked about how sometimes you're in conversations around people and you're seeing some things, negativity just flowing around there. And I'm like, okay. So when it comes around, it's like, you know, you have to make sure that you're covered and ready and armed because things like that can get into your spirit, right? So I was listening to Keon Henderson, Pastor Keon Henderson. It might have been, it wasn't Sunday, because sometimes I just look at different things on TV and on YouTube, and he would just talk about negativity. And, you know, I'm like, wow, okay, there's a message there. It's amazing how God brings things in your atmosphere. Because what I try to help people understand, not that I'm saying everything is perfect here. Everybody have situations, everybody have things going on, but we have to make sure that we're not spitting out so much to where we're blocking the blessings that God has for us. So when we talk about, a lot of people just the complaining and negativity, it affects me. How does it affect you all? And it's strange that that happens to me, and it affects me so much, and it wears me because I always say, Lord, thank you. When I open my eyes, no matter how many times I open my eyes, I say, Lord, thank you. And then I get up in the morning and say, Lord, thank you for another day. And my husband always tease. He said, Cash, you thank the Lord for another day? Because that's what I do. I said, Cash, you thank the Lord for another day? And that's what I just look at, just being thankful and grateful. Because right now, compared to what people are going through and what I hear, nothing is going on here. I'm grateful, I'm blessed, nothing. Hello, my beautiful sister. She loves the truth. Good morning, beautiful soul. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You all, I'm so excited to see my wonderful people on here. I'm so excited. That's why I was like, I got to get on this morning. But what I was sharing about, I was like, God is good. Life is good. Do I think that things can be a little bit, in my mind, saying upgraded somewhere or something? Of course, we all feel that we can have a little bit more here or there, but when we look at the whole of what some people are going through, hey, I'm blessed. But going back to some things of the complaining and negativity that I'm hearing in the atmosphere when I'm around people, I'm like, okay, what do we do here? How do we do this? And I don't know how y'all feel about it, but it takes me down. It does a lot to me. Not saying that I'm always at upbeat, always brings great, saying everything is great. No, there are times I have a little damper sometimes in my spirit of some things I may feel a little ooh about, but I know that I have to always think about, Lord, you can take that away, whatever it is, whatever's coming forth, help me here. Sometimes we may feel a certain way. Sometimes we're saying, Lord, I pray this situation work out. I'm praying more for my son. It's things we pray about. And I'm like, okay, God can do it. He can do it. Excuse me 1 second, you all. 1 second, excuse me. Sit back down. Sit back down. As soon as I got up, he was ready to run with me, y'all. Okay, back what I was saying. And I have to just pray, in the atmosphere, because sometimes the atmosphere has so many different things coming in that can damper our spirit, right? Excuse me, you all. Went on that deck with Cash in that 19-degree weather. Whew. So I have to sit down, Papa. If you're going to sit in here in my dining room, sit down, okay? Get your bone and sit down. So I have to just make sure that I am thinking in a way of saying, okay, when I'm in the vicinity or in the atmosphere of negativity, or, we can be around people that are just full-fledged with it, I'm going to be honest, Ursula don't have a problem with changing the conversation. Get your bone. Sit down. Well, why are you staring at me? Look, y'all. Lord, help me. I'm talking to my friends. Can I talk to my friends? I have all these beautiful souls on here I want to talk to. 1 second, guys. 1 second. What do you want? You need to take that down. Okay, you Done all the things dogs do in the morning, so let's take a nap. Let's sit. Lay down. Okay, sorry about that. I just saw a beautiful red bird when I looked at the kitchen window on the fence. So when that atmosphere comes around, the conversations like that come around, how do y'all handle that? You know, I know we're not around perfect people all the time, and even sometimes we may say something and we may say, whoa, am I complaining here? Do it sound like a complaint? Am I whining, or, am I being negative? It's something you have to think about. And what I always say is that I said, Lord, let me be careful of what I allow my spirit. I used to always tell my son that I said, now, always be aware of what you allow your spirit. Be aware of what's coming through the eyesight. Be aware of what you hear. And be aware of what you're saying. Because all of these things are downloading your spirit. And, 25 at the time, you talk to him about things because, the music out there. There's a lot of things out there. I said, now, let's be aware of what we allow in our spirit. And that's something that I always told him. And you have to think about it because he's real particular about his circle, very particular about his circle. Still have those few little friends that he grew up from, one from kindergarten all the way up, and others in middle school all the way up. Just 4 friends that I know very close to with their parents and everything. But I always tell them, I said, be aware of what you allow your spirit. And that's something at 57, I say to this day. And sometimes I can go in and watch a movie. Movies now can drain you. So you can be aware of that too, because that's what you're letting come in your spirit. So last night I was looking at something, trying to find something. I said, let me find something goofy, something cuckoo on TV, just goofy, and I started, the Disney and Hulu have changed, combined, and we have, all these apps or whatever, and I just got a few, because I told them I don't need all these different apps. You be paying all this money for all these different apps, and I'm not even home long enough to see this much TV. So I got the Disney, Hulu, and Peacock. Not watching Peacock, so I'm probably about to drop that, because there's so many other apps and things to watch, right? So I said, let me get on Disney and just find something, And I started watching Goosebumps. I don't know if y'all remember this, but I love to watch Goosebumps. My son watched that. So that's going into me trying to fix that atmosphere there because it affects me. I don't know how it does anybody else, but I think it's because for so many years I've had so much of a responsibility of my mother and father, of their sickness that caused pain for them. And my father passed, and I saw them going down drastically to where it was embedded within my spirit. So I knew that I can't take on all of this other stuff in the world. We have to sometimes guard. We have to guard our spirits and guard. No, no cash. No cash. We have to guard our spirits because things are going to come in. Things are going to be there. So I know if I made it through that, I'm good. So I know I can't let petty, unnecessary things come in my place. Come here. Now lay down and stop. Lay down and stop. So last night I did a live, you all, and if you have the opportunity, you can go back and see it. It was kind of long. I said I was going to be here long, but look, I'm on here 19 minutes, but I just love coming in here with you all. And I spoke about negativity, as I mentioned, but I knew that I couldn't allow that seed to be embedded. There's certain seeds that I said, whew, if that seed goes in here, that baby may start sprouting up, and it becomes a part of you. And that's one that can get in you and becomes a part of you. It can become a part of your conversation. It can become a part of who you are. Hey, Papa. It can become a part of your body language. Excuse me. It can become a part of you in so many different aspects. And we have to be real careful of what seeds we are allowing within us, right? We have to be very careful with that. And when I spoke and when I thought about it, I said, there are so many things that we have to think about when it comes to that. We can have seeds that are planted within us that can keep us from so many things, that can keep us from growing and developing. We can have those seeds that are planted within us that can keep us from being happy, can keep us from being hopeful, keep us from being joyful, keep us from having peace. Do you hear me, beautiful souls? There are seeds there that can be embedded within us, that can have us in a place to where that can't come within us. We can't be hopeful. We can't be joyous. We can't be happy. We can't have peace. There are seeds there that can be passed over. I'm going to just say it that way, and embedded with us. So we have to be a careful. Hello, Miss Panda Love. Hello, beautiful. Good morning, beautiful soul. Good morning. So we have to be careful of those things. And this is just a repeat, Miss Pamela Love, of what I spoke about last night. She was on for a few minutes with me. And I want to do a series about this. I said chapters about this because I'm noticing that seeds are being planted, and we have to be aware and be careful of what seeds we're watering within our spirit. And this first segment of what I'm talking about is unforgiveness. How many times we are not even aware that we're on that journey, we're on that road. You just being very active this morning. So we're on that journey and on that road. And sometimes that's one that can be embedded within us and that can take over so much. And I just want to share just briefly also, I had a small call after I got off of the live last night with one of the guests I'm going to have on my show. I think she's going to be on there in February. And someone reached out, Minister Hunter, her name, she reached out to me and said she had two young ladies that have a book out and they wanted to, be on a guest on my show. So for the last few months, I have been doing just actual shows myself, no guests. But of course, I'm coming back with guests. I have a certain time of the year I do that, especially down the end of the year, the last quarter of the holiday, because I know how people are feeling, what they're going through, and I just want to actually enrich and uplift their beautiful souls. Stop. So we talked and we spoke, and she said, Ursula, she said, she called me, she's a woman of God, and I'm grateful that God allows me to walk in that spirit and a person see me that way because, yes, I am a believer, and I'm not ashamed to say that, most definitely. And she kept saying, woman of God, she said, I went on your channel and I just saw and listened to some of the things. I'm like, oh my gosh. And she said, your quote. And my quote for my show is never be afraid to stand in your truth. And she said, oh, when I saw that truth, and she started going and she started going and she started going. You would have think we were doing our recording of the show then, which was fine. But we spoke about that, and then she started sharing about some things just in general. See, God directs you in places. You'll even know why, because he pulls people in your path. She don't know anything about my YouTube channel, but she started talking about how she need to get to a place of forgiveness. And I was like, wow, I just got through speaking about that. And when she shared that, I was like, thank you, Lord, for that. So that's what I'm going to be talking about a little bit more of when I do my lives for the next. I'm going to see what my month's going to be, because it's going to be months. And I may pull over a little bit into February because I'm just starting this month. But there are different pillars of seeds that sometimes we have going within us, and we may not even be aware of or thinking about. And I just know that a lot of people are in a place of unforgiveness. They pulled things over from 2024 into 2025. It's okay. I'm not judging or saying, get that right, whatever. No, I'm going to share my journey, okay, in this. But I want to just share and let's talk about that, because many times we have those different seeds that are planted within us that can keep us from what God wants us to do. It can keep us from actually being free. It can keep us from just being the beautiful soul of who we're supposed to be, because this has taken over. That seed has branches just growing all kind of ways, going into the mind, body, soul, and the spirit. And when that seed grows, oh my God, it takes over. It takes over. Let's think about the seed of worrying. That's one that's going to come. The seed of greed. I'm just going to talk about probably some deadly sins. Some of the 7 deadly sins. I'm going to share those, okay? So let me read that. She loves the truth. The Lord teaches us that keeping bad company corrupts good morals. So you are right to be careful. Stay sensitive to the unrest in your spirit. Also, it doesn't always mean that they are bad people. Just as the Lord had to rebuke Peter, who was one of his disciples, exactly. We have to correct people in love, exactly. Exactly. She loves the truth. And that's why I always tell people, Ursula has had all of this. Everything I'm talking about, I've had that. And I'm going to tell you something. When I'm talking about negativity, I have to catch myself when I'm saying something like, wait a minute, am I complaining about it? I probably am. I'm probably complaining about it. Just like the weather, I can't change this. We talked about the seasons. It's not a complaint, but I don't want to sound negative, but it's sure working on their shoulder. But it's nothing I can do about it. But I want to go into more of sharing lives, okay, about different things to help others more of. And I'm not going to just do a live and jump here. I want to do my lives and go in series. So for a few weeks, I want to talk about unforgiveness and how it can affect us. Goes into my journey of being the oldest of 2, having to be there for my mom that was a single mom. And my dad wasn't there for us because he couldn't be there for us. But when I think about it, and as God made me the chosen one, unforgiveness was nowhere in my spirit. It was nowhere there. I never thought about that. Only because of me being that Gen X and the era I grew up in, it was always the word of God. Love one another. Treat each other with respect. We don't belittle anyone. So I never heard anything negative about my dad. Never heard nothing. It was my dad. You love your dad regardless of what goes on between my mom and dad. That was with them. See, I learned these things and able to talk about them when I became a wife and a mother. Still could be around some people that talk negative when it comes to things of other people with marriages, or how they wouldn't do things if they were married, or about their fathers. I sit back and I listen. But then I come in and I share my journey. It's like a testimony. Share my journey. So we're thinking about unforgiveness. That is a seed that I am coming into contact with more of. Always have, but I said, well, let that be a part of what I'm sharing here on my lives right now, because I want to make sure to let people know who Ursula is. You know, I put posts out there, I'm putting things out there, but my lives are going to let you all become a little bit more deeper with who I am and what I have encountered in life, and how the spirit sometimes that you all may see was calmed with what I've encountered. Let's put it that way. This spirit was calmed with what I've encountered. And I thank God for it. I thank God for the journey. The journey was hurtful. It was painful, of being that caregiver for my mom, my dad, and then COVID for my brother. I had 3 close people to me that I saw at death's door. And if you haven't experienced those things, or having to take care of someone, I don't wish it on anybody. I don't wish it on anybody. So this is what I'm going to be sharing. Now, I'm off today, so I'm able to do this, but I'm going to pick my times. I don't think the evenings are good. Excuse me, you all. The evenings are good for some people, so it may be some Saturday mornings that I'm going to come in and talk and share. And I want you all to put your comments. Let's talk about it, okay? Excuse me, you all. Excuse me. I want you all to communicate. Let's talk about it. And I'm going to eventually learn this thing where I can probably have people come in and we talk, okay? I have to have a moderator here because I want to make sure that I have the right spirits coming through. But I'm going to be sharing more about that. And I want to go into forgiveness. How people, during my actual journey with my father, and they learned my journey. And when I shared more of my journey, they thought I had unforgiveness there. They thought I forgave him for something. That was never embedded within me. That seed was never planted. I didn't feel that I had anything that I had to forgive him for. Yes, my mother and father separated. Our home transitioned. I always say that. See, God gives this to me. I never said my home was broken. My home transitioned. Did we have a hard time? Yeah, we had a hard time. It was hard. If you all can see my screen, good. Give me a thumbs up. I'm just seeing some flickering. I'm just trying to make sure because sometimes the internet could be strange here. But I want us to understand that, you know, there was no hard feelings there. There was nothing there for me. That's me. For other people, it's different. For the guests I've had on my show, it was different once upon a time for them, but oh my God. It's amazing. That's why I do some replays sometimes because you just have to go back and listen to these beautiful souls share their journey. And when I listen to people, I'm like, I didn't have anything go wrong in my life. Nothing. So, beautiful souls, I am going to be coming in. I'm going to be talking about that. And I want to share more about that on my journey of as it relates to what a person may have thought. I had unforgiveness there and then I forgave. No. In my spirit, no matter what went on, forgiveness was there. When I became a wife and a mother, I learned more about adulthood. I learned more about being married. I learned more about having children. I learned things. When I put my first book out, I was in an anthology project with my first book with some other women. And that chapter is titled Leadership. What is it? Leadership. It was a book about leadership. But my chapter was Becoming a Leader Begins at Home. Leadership begins at home. And when my mom heard it, she was just overpowered. Now, that was one chapter. And when somebody said, write a chapter, honey, your first time is like, that is the longest thing to write. But God got me through it. But that was me being the first time author. But my mom was like, wow, because what I'm sharing, she did not know. But sometimes I said, people don't ask children how they feel. See, we as adults, we go through things in families and households and marriages and whatever. We feel that, oh, it's just us, but we have to ask the children and have to make sure the children are okay. We have to ask them, are you okay? What are you thinking? It was never there. So she was just like, oh my God. And I was on a radio show of someone else's show the first time, and she was like, just clapped when she called me. She said, I'm just full from what you shared. And I thank God because He planted within me a beautiful love story of my father, regardless of what I went through. And I don't think it was anything, regardless of what we went through. It was like a love story for my father, and it was. So I'm going to be sharing you all more about, a little bit more about forgiveness. Not saying to anyone, it's time for you to forgive whatever you're going through, move it away. No, that's not what it's about. I want to share my journey because what we must understand is that our stories help others, right? And I can't be a person. Now, I've always, I've done shows, I've done podcasts, I've done things before I got my show. I'm still on people platforms. I've been out speaking, whatever, but I haven't done it in about a year. I did speak on a platform last year, but in that fullness, I haven't done it. But I said I can't keep having people come on my show, sharing their journeys, talking to people. I've got to get back out and start talking as well, and encouraging people and talking with people more as well. So that's why I am on here doing more of my lives. You are welcome, beautiful. You are welcome. You are welcome. And I hope that's okay with you all, because I want people to understand that when I share something, I'm not coming in and saying, you should forgive. Whatever you're going through, you should forgive. No, that's not what it's about. I want to share what I've encountered and share my journey, because I have journeys there. And I want to share that. And I want people to understand that my ring light going out. I want people to understand that growing up, 16 up, with my household transitioning, and you know, we had to go live with my grandmother, my mom's mom. When my mother and father separated, my mom was pregnant with my younger brother. As an adult, I'm sure people had things to say about that. As I say, when I became a wife and a mother, I understand more now. It was hard, you know, financially. My grandmother, my other aunt stayed there with us, and I remember it was 11 of us in that house. And you know how grandmas have those nice big houses. It was 11 of us. And I had two other aunts there with their children, and it was one bathroom. And I think about these things. I was like, I didn't see any disruption there. Um, Everybody got up. The house was great. You know, you know how grandma's house are spotless and clean. You would have thought nobody lived there. But I think back, you all, and it's so funny and it's amazing. And I keep saying that I want to step into more of a book of some things. My husband and I always talk about the good old days, and we talk about that. And I want to share that with you all too. We're going to talk about that as well. But God is downloading so much within me that's making me excited to come forth, to share, to help people be able to birth. I want you all to birth some things out of you, which means that the journeys that we're on may have been hard. The journey that we're on right now, or you are, may be hard, but there's a birthing process there. And I'm going to be the midwife for that birthing process for you all. I want to be that to help you all understand that, hey, I've been through this, but it's time to birth that, which means that I may have a story to tell somewhere. I may have a book to write somewhere. I may have a ministry somewhere. I may need to broaden my social media to do something. I may want to get my own radio station as well. It's things I want to come in and share, because I want us all to be in this circle together, to share, to help uplift, encourage others to also birth. Because God, as I always say, He done places on this earth just take up space. There's something for us all to do, beautiful souls. She loves the truth. You're welcome, beautiful. Forgiveness is a hard topic for some people, but there is freedom there. It is. It is. It is hard. I'm going to tell you it's hard. My journey was hard. It was hard. And I still haven't shared it all. You know, my journey was hard. We have to dig up those bitter roots that are suffocating us. Oh, yes. And I love that. And you all help me as well. You're helping me as well. This helps me. Everything that I have done as far as writing books, radio show, platform speaking, it helps me. It has helped me along the way for the pain of losing my father. become a little more calmer. And when you mentioned she loves the truth about the roots, yes, that negativity, as I mentioned at the beginning, can be something embedded in us as a seed and become fruitful. Also, unforgiveness is something that can be within us, and it can suffocate us and it can strangle us. And I'm watching more, I see more becoming, well, in my life after I wrote and did some things, and just being in the social media world with a lot of beautiful sisters, their journey helped them get to this place that they are now to help other beautiful souls. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. And we have to make sure that we are, I'm at 41 minutes. Whoa, we are at that place. So I'm going to be sharing that. I'm going to be talking about that during this time about forgiveness. Because we, as those other beautiful souls out there, have to help others in so many different capacities. And let's see. Miss Panda Love was on me yesterday, and she shared something as well. I'm not going to share that because she shared it yesterday. And yes, I am. She loves the truth. I am going to try to probably do this on weekends in the mornings because I will be doing that. And I'm going to be spinning off from this, and it's going to be talking about my book. This book actually was published in 2017. I buried my father in 2011. I'm going to talk more about my journey, but this book here was birthed, Forgiving Father. And when I was with my book coach and I gave her my pitch about it, she was like, whoa, you don't have people, many things I've read and people I've been through, you're not going to have people talk too much about forgiveness. But when they read this title, that's what they were thinking, but it's not that. All the time, I was forgiving my father just for what I was doing. Didn't even know that. Regardless of what happened, forgiveness was there because of how I took him in my care as a baby and took care of him. But anyway, I'm going to share and talk more about this because I want people to understand that we can become suffocated. Those seeds can be within us. And oh my God, beautiful souls, when they take root, they can almost, as she beautiful soul said, can suffocate us, it can strangle us. We can't be who we are. We can't be who we are, which you are those beautiful souls. We are those beautiful souls. We can't be who we are. So that's what I am going to be is spinning off from this book here. And as I mentioned, I have a couple of books. This book was the only book that I actually wrote, but the other books I have anthology projects. I was in those books, have chapters in those books. And this is what this is coming from, my journey, Forgiving Father. So I want people to understand that no matter what we're doing in life, let's try to, when I go back to about refusing the negative seed, let's think about that. Let's think about how we can say, I'm going to refuse that. I'm going to, I'm supposed to say rebuke it. I'm not going to let that seed be planted within me, but if it's within you, as I always say, it's okay to not be okay, but let's try not to stay there. Let's help each other. Let's help each other because we all have seeds within us that are taking root, and we have to be there for each other to make sure we're not watering those seeds that are not going to be good for us, right? We don't want to bear the wrong fruit from that seed. So this is what I'll be going forth sharing. So this book, Beautiful Soul, this was not an Amazon book. This book here was through a professional women network, a big organization that this book was published through. So I actually have these books, and I can't share it. I don't know how to share it. But anyway, I have these books, and when I come back next week, I'm going to probably put the link there. But if you go to my live, I went on last night in my description, the PayPal is there. It's $17. That includes shipping. But this was my first actual book written just by Ursula. The first book, I was with other women. The third book, I was with other women. And the other book I did my own anthology project. I created that with some women. So this is the book here. And you all, I want you to look at the pictures. When I told my book coach, I said I didn't want faces. I wanted silhouettes because this is not about anybody in particular. This is just about individuals. I have a father there with his child. I have a mother and father there with their children with their backs turned. I have a father there in a wheelchair. See, I went through a beautiful soul, my brothers and I, with our father being there, holding us. And then some individuals may encounter this where my mom and dad, they did turn from each other. And yeah, my brothers and I, we were in the center of that. It affected us some way. Then my father was sickly. I wanted a variety of images to show people that it could be many things there. It could be many things there. So I had to tell myself, you're sharing, you talk. I want to get on here and share and talk about who Ursula is, what's going on with Ursula. People don't know Ursula as much. But then I was like, wait a minute, I need to talk about these books because I'm sharing my journeys in these books. So people are buying these books. I have them because I like to autograph my books. And my dedication, you all, thank you so much, beautiful soul. Thank you. My dedication, this is what it says. This book is dedicated to my father, George M. Maston Jr., who brought his family back together through his time of sickness. That's what happened. My dad's sickness brought us all back together. Who would have ever thought of that? That's what happened. I thought about that after the fact, what happened. That's what happened. We were all together with him at his last breath. We were all together. And it was a beautiful thing. So, forgiving Father, you all. So, the link is actually in the actual live I did last night in the description through PayPal. I put it back out there this week and people are buying them up because I'm like, Father's Day in June, I think, I try to really put this out there. I have a lot of men's ministries that are working with youths and whatever. They purchase the book. I have people that are in different organizations that purchase the book. When I go out and speak and do different things in women groups and the women that are in drug recovery programs or whatever, I talk about this as well because you all, I'm going to tell you something, my journey of what I've encountered. When I'm going in and speaking with women and I'm getting back in that women that come from Tutwiler Prison, which is a prison here, women that come from that Tutwiler Prison that may go into recovery programs, work release programs that I have spoken with, this is the problem right here. Fathers not being there, things that have happened to them, what their fathers have done to them, their bodies, what has happened, breaks my heart. So I go in and I talk about this because my journey is not as painful, nowhere painful of what some women have gone through. But we listen to young people talk, what they talk about the Father. And I tell people, I don't cut down men or fathers because I have a husband, a son, and 2 brothers. They're all in my life there. But we all have been on different journeys. And they all have shown me something different. And I always say, thank you so much. Thank you so much, beautiful soul. I thank God for the vision. And I tell people when I became a wife and a mother, I understand things more and more. So I'm going to go ahead. It's 50 minutes, almost an hour, because I love talking to you all. But anyway, beautiful souls, we're going to talk more about this. And I'm going to make it on my calendar on Saturdays to come in. And I'm going to share this. And we're going to talk about how we can refuse those negative seeds. In one way, I said we could refuse them and say, you know what? You may be there, but guess what? I'm not going to no longer let you continue to become that full bloom of roots within my mind, body, soul, and spirit. You may be there, But you're going to say, I refuse to allow it to grow any further. And we're going to help each other on this journey about forgiveness. So I'm going to go ahead and let you all go because I've had you all a long time, right? Can you let us know what time? Because I don't want to miss it. Okay, let's see. Okay, Saturday. Let's see. I'm going to come on at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'm going to write this down in my dining room. 8 o'clock Central Standard Time because I get up early. Fur baby get out and do what he do. Let's say 8. What time is it now, you all? Let me peep and see what time it's now. I can't tell what time it's now. I'm Central Standard Time. I can't tell what time it is right now. I don't want to knock anything off. But let's say between 8 and 8:30, I'm going to be on, okay? 8 and 8:30, I will be on. And I want to talk more about Ursula's journey. Just share more about Ursula's journey. And it's 11 right now. Wow, I've been up a while, hadn't I? Okay. Oh, it's 8:11. Okay. 8:11. So yeah, so that's good. So by 8 o'clock, I like to get on together. By 8 o'clock, I should be on. By 8, between 8 and 8:30, I'll be on because Cashman took care of his business and taken a nap. So between 8 and 8:30 on Saturday, I'll be on. I don't have any recordings that morning. But I just want to talk about how we can refuse the negative seeds. And that first seed, I want to talk about how it may be planted within us, and that's okay. Trust me. But I want to see how we can not allow it to become dormant, okay? So, my beautiful souls, forgiving Father, you can go back to my live I did last night. The link there is in the description, the PayPal link. It's $17 that's including shipping. And I love to autograph and send other things with my books that I do. And I just thank God for the journey. I'm going to tell you something. I thank Him for the journey. Has it always been a tasteful journey? No. No journeys are. Has it been a journey a little bitter? Yeah. Has it been dark sometimes? Yes. But through it all, I'm still here to share, to help other beautiful souls. So I know that I can't come in to help other beautiful souls if I don't share my journeys. And that's what I'm doing. I've always done. So now I'm going to make sure to put on this platform as well with my lives. So I may have a few shorts or a few recordings going at a couple of things in this area. But right now, we're going to talk about forgiveness a little bit. And let's just think about it. I'm not asking nobody to do it. I'm not asking anybody to say, I've got to do this. I'm there. No. I'm sharing my journey to help other beautiful souls. So I'm going to go ahead and get off, beloveds. I want to thank you all so much for coming in. So much to make sure I don't miss nobody. Just Be Sigma, thank you so much. She loves the truth. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. She loves the truth. Send me emails. I love you. I love you so much for those beautiful, 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 beautiful. And thank you, Miss Panda Love. She said, don't forget to do your what is this? Outfits of the day. Yeah. You know, I don't know how the outfit's going to look for this week. It's so cold. But anyway, I'm not going to forget those. So I come in some mornings before I leave and share my outfits of the day, you all, because I'm a big thrifter. And that's really how this platform started. And I'm going to come back with that. But God's showing me this is what He wants me to do. But yeah, so tomorrow we have to go in. It's going to be a bundled up outfit of the day. So I don't know. But anyway, thank you all so much, so much. Continue to just stay in prayer. Continue to keep God first in your life. I will continue to pray for you. You continue to please pray for me. Pray for my son, Philip. I'm praying for your beautiful families also in the atmosphere there, you all. Fur baby is at the door. As I mentioned, I have to go watch him. They said coyotes are out there, so in my area, so we've got to be out there watching them more. This is scaring me, you know. I got to reach out, look and see what we can do to keep coyotes away. But anyway, I'm going to go let him out. Please continue to share. I want you all to share what I'm doing here. Please share this out. If this is your first time coming in and you didn't make any posts, thank you all so much. Please click the like, subscribe, and share. This is the type of content I'll be putting out you all along with. I do I'm going to be having some more thrifting and some more hauls that's going to come in. But right now, God is directing me this way because He's telling me there are other beautiful souls I need to connect with in so many different ways that I'm doing right now. So please share. Go back and look at my live yesterday, which is actually sharing this also. I was in my office, and the link for the book is there. And looking forward to having you all on this journey. So you all have a great day. Stay warm. I'm gonna go and get Cash some dog food. My husband was saying, "Where are you leaving?" But I gotta go. But I'm gonna go do that and drink my rice coffee. I love you all. Love you all so much. And peace and blessings to you all, okay? Bye bye. Have a great day. Bye bye.